Thousands of people who've bought a leasehold property in the past 6 years could get compensation for professional negligence. A number of legal firms are looking at cases across Wales and England where a solicitor or conveyancer might not have explained the terms of a leasehold to clients. Between 2012 and 2017, more than 6,500 houses were sold as leasehold in Wales. Ben Price reports.
Jodie Murphy and Tony Morris live at opposite ends of the country, but they share a similar experience, both having bought a leasehold property. Jodie and her husband purchased their family home in Deeside, and as leaseholders they don't actually own the house. The developer, Persimmon, holds the freehold and is essentially the landlord. The Murphys pay an annual ground rent of £150, which will increase over time. To make any changes to the property, they have to get permission and pay additional fees.
We didn't realise the implications of what a leasehold was, and that was never explained to us. If someone said to us, you need to pay this £150 a year, and then potentially down the line we can put you into financial ruin, then we might not have bought it.
At home in Swansea, Tony says to buy the freehold, he might have to pay up to 25 times the ground rent. And if Persimmon sell on the freehold, the cost could escalate further, potentially into the tens of thousands of pounds. He says these details were never raised with him as a matter of concern.
I was just told it was a standard lease, no problem, nothing to worry about. A long lease, 999 years, £150 a year. I asked if I could buy the lease to the solicitor, and the answer was, I think so. At 2 to 3 years, I think you can buy it. I said, what is it likely to cost? She said, a few £100, I think. There was nothing definite.
It's now thought many other house buyers like Jodie and Tony were never informed about the details of their lease. It sparked an investigation across Wales and England, with some comparing it to the recent PPI scandal.
We feel confident we can pursue the professional advisors that these people rely on, who have given them essentially bad advice. And if they've given bad advice, they have a duty to compensate for that negligence.
Persimmon is one of a number of major developers known to have sold houses as leasehold. It's thought, as developers, they should be doing more to explain the terms of the lease to customers. Persimmon declined to comment on this occasion.
This information should be made available prior to them even viewing the property. It's ridiculous that, you know, if you bought a car, you would expect to test drive it before you decide how much you're willing to pay for it. And yet these buyers are expected to put an offer on a property when they don't actually know what the deal is that they're getting.
An inquiry into the UK government's leasehold reform programme is ongoing. Meanwhile, the Welsh government is also considering a ban on new-built houses sold as leasehold.